Well, hey there team, and welcome back to the channel, and welcome to Astroneer. I figure that since we're on a bit of a sci-fi kick at the moment, I might bring this back to the channel. You can even see from the save state, I did touch this back in July? Yeah, so a couple months back we sort of were doing a bit of a series, and we got a good couple of episodes out of it actually. But you know, as is the case, you got to cycle through things and try different stuff. But I thought, hey, we've got a bit more of an audience now, and we're going through a lot of sci-fi stuff, especially with our roots in Astroneers. I thought I'd bring Astroneer back for a bit of a look. Maybe somehow you've never heard of it and you didn't know, but if you're interested in my channel, there's a good chance that you're interested in Astroneer. Anyway, so this game is the cutie aesthetic is wonderful. Don't let that turn you off. This game is actually fairly complex, but not in an overwhelming way. So not quite on a Astroneers level. But UI, UX, all that stuff that I absolutely love being integrated into the experience for the user, which we saw a lot of recently in Interstellar Rift. This is the king of it as well, and you're going to see that. So we're going to start a new colony, and we'll just see. Hopefully I put it on people's radar, and if people enjoy it, then, you know, we can turn it into a bit of a series. But hey, I like to feature something new every day, and right now, this is the guilty pleasure that I'm going to put in my new slot, basically. So, start a new adventure game. Sounds good to me. Oh, look at that. And they've got my little fat suit ready to go. We've got all these different palettes. Exo green. Have we got like a red one? Oh yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And what was that? Sunrise. Sunset and sunrise. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, we're going that one for sure. All right, I changed my mind. There we go. So launch and start adventure. Oh my God. See how gorgeous it is? And it converts straight from the menu into this game. The worlds are procedurally generated from what I understand, but having said that, they're still fixed worlds. So this planet that I'm going onto, I don't know the name of it, but it is a specific planet with a specific name, and it has a very specific sort of resource set. Same as all the other planets in the solar system. So you don't go beyond the solar system. But, oh geez, look at this bloody gully right next to my base. Interesting. So a lot of it is about, like, juggling resources that may or may not be on the planet, and there's all sorts of info on that that you can pick up along the way. But, you know, as we progress, we're going to need more resources, and they will be found among the stars. I wonder if we can see anyone in orbit. Very small, miniaturized solar system. Kind of reminds me of Outer Wilds in a way, even though it's a totally different genre. It's this handcrafted, smaller system. So we're going to kind of jet through the beginning very quickly, because some of you are already probably just wrapped that I'm playing this in general, I would think. So we just grab this. This gives us our like emergency supply to get the ball rolling, right? So if I walk away from my base, just really quick, I'm not going to tutorialize too hard. I've got this blue bar on my backpack. You can pull the backpack up like that, and this acts as my inventory as well. I put all the things in there. God, this color scheme's disgusting. My oxygen's slowly ticking down. But if I walk back to here, we're laughing, right? We can build these things called tethers, which are essentially little anchor points to extend this little oxygen line. But I don't know if they work without the oxygenator. Provides oxygen flow through tethers and power cables. So that's why we need this piece of kit. And there should be a thing in our ship. I think, is there a slot that we can put it in? There is, there. And we'll just bring that over here. And we'll pop it into, beautiful. And look, and now that's going to be oxygenating. So if we extend our little tether line further out to go exploring, we'll be able to have oxygen supplied from the base. And we've got essentially like an RTG style generator built into the base. So we have infinite power, but only a small amount, and we're going to want more draw. It's going to be like Astroneers in a way that we have to sort of burly up our power supply, right? And now we've got oxygen as well. So that's the important thing. We need these platforms because a lot of the larger buildings need power. There goes a planet over there. And in order to do that, you just bloody pull a little plug out and stick it in the wall. And look, there you go. And you can see the little blue lines as well. Actually, might be a good example. If we pull that out, see no blue line through the power cable, and now blue line. In fact, you can see it's now tethered me to that. So that's how you get power out to these platforms. And what is this that we start with? It's a medium printer. So we've got a few things that we can print with these different tiers of printers. and you just pop that on there. And you can basically talk to it, and it will have a whole bunch of bloody things that you can build. So that's the medium printer. And we should start, well, we have a built-in sort of backpack printer that can build all sorts of things, and I believe it can build the small printer as well. So this is probably, I don't know, call it tiny, the tiny printer, the backpack printer, small printer. But essentially what we need to do now is get some resources. I'm gonna sort of just have a look around. Now they've got this automation update, that's what brought me back in the most previous version. And there's a thing called a resource extractor, which I think is fairly mid to late game. Oh, compound, that's exactly what we need. So this resource is a pretty basic bitch one that we kind of need. And you can build these like little sort of resource extractors. I googled it just before playing because I never got around to building them last time. Apparently they increase the yield by times 15. So if I were to put a resource extractor over this compound thing, it'll draw the compound out without deforming the ground, and it does it at a rate of 15 times the yield, which is pretty cool. Anyway, so we're gonna just run back. We're gonna bloody hook in. I'm gonna hit backpack. No. We hit Q. And we don't want small printer, what we want is this tether bundle. So we hit the little print button. You see what I'm saying about how the whole interface, menus, everything is integrated. And now we've got these tethers up there on the corner, but you can put them anywhere in your inventory, and then you can see them on your backpack. And there's a shortcut, you can press T to drop the tethers, like that. And you can deploy them. And that extends our range. It's such a clever mechanic. Like I said, the cutesy aesthetic, a lot of people might pay it off, sort of like I wish RimWorld was more popular, for example, because of its aesthetic. I think people poo-poo it and don't give it a chance. Same goes for, say, like Battle Brothers, another phenomenal game that will just never get the recognition it deserves because, in a way, it's too cute for its own good. Same with this game as well, but fortunately, this has probably found the most mainstream success of the lot. I think RimWorld's got some serious cult success. Well, I don't know, I don't have the figures in front of me. So I'm just going to mine out this this deposit a little bit, and we're using power in our backpack. It's like a dead space thing, that thing. Now, if we came off the tether, our power would drain, but I believe we're recharging power through the oxygen line, even though it's not really obvious. Oh, it will show, I think. I can't remember. Anyway, I don't see the harm in just bloody strip mining all this compound, because we're going to need it. I remember, for people that watch my Stationeers stuff, we were talking about why they've introduced a hopper in the ground, and I had one of the developers jump in my chat, and he was saying, well, it turns out most people, like 90% of people, will just go and dig shit up, and then they'll just dig a hole near their base and dump all the shit in the hole. And I've seen mates do that as well. I don't do it naturally for whatever reason. It just doesn't happen. My brain doesn't work that way. And put that away with E. So Q and E are your backpack and that. And the reason I mention it is because the same thing's happened with Astroneer. When I played it way back at launch with a few mates in its infancy, that's exactly what they would do. They would dig a bloody hole and dump all these resources in the hole, which just boggles my mind. But I'm going to attempt to be like, you know, a normal person, and I'm just going to dump all these bloody resources here. All right, let's see. I want to get that printer going as soon as possible. And I think it just uses compound. I could be wrong. Yeah, it does. Okay, cool. And there you go. We're using up our power. And there you can see it drawing along the line. There you go. I pretty much tutorialized all the basics you're ever going to really need. You can rotate these with C and V, I think. Oh my god, my memory. People are always like, how do you remember all this shit with your games? I don't know. A professional skill, I suppose, I've developed by accident. Alright, so we've already got the medium printer, starting medium printer, so we probably don't need that. Platforms aren't going to hurt. Resin, compound. Oh, medium printer. Medium printer. Oh no, it went around in a circle. It's just we don't have very much. Medium storage, very good. Okay, so the last sort of layer to this gameplay mechanic, because it's the same sort of thing. This planet has certain resources. You go to other planets to get other resources. Things like compound and resin are common to all planets. I can't quite remember. If I hit escape, maybe it's no, it's not options. Astropedia, planets. Here you go. It tells you about the planets, gases, because you can do gases as well. The difficulty, you know, resources, this has none, but it's got a whole bunch of the gases that you need. Resources. Oh, here you go. Shows you. And then you can put them through furnaces and that and make, and also alloys out of combined ones. You can compound atmosphere. So it's actually incredibly complex. Well, but presented in a totally approachable manner. Look at that. There's compounding within eye shot that I didn't even notice in the dark. So research is the last sort of thing. So we hit tab. This is our like research little window. This is the last thing that you're going to need to know. And then that's it. Off you go. And essentially, these are the printer sizes, I believe. So this is like our little bum printer. Medium, large. Oh, no. So that's saying it would make the large printer. Small, medium, and large are these things, right? So there's the resource extractor, auto extract, and you can see it's unlocked. Pink is locked, needs 7,500 bytes, of which we have 0. And that's where research comes in. Research is a big part of this game. I believe I saw that we can build the research thing here. Research chamber, we're gonna need resin for that. So, oh, there's some wreckage over there. These little things are good for research. Actually, I should have tethered when I came out here. Oh, perfect. This is a good example. So these you can pull off and you can put in your backpack, right? You can also, these little small ones, you can just hold it down and turn it into bytes on the spot. Now you can see we've got 21 bytes, right? Or you can put them in a research chamber. It's got a longer tail, but it's a bit of a pain in the ass. People generally advise against it, and I'm kind of with them. This, on the other hand, is the large research. You can carry it on your dude's hands. We'll just bring it back because we found it so close. But this is what you build a research machine for, alright? Looks like there's one over there as well. So we'll just dump that there for the moment, and that will go in the research machine, and it's an over time power drain thing. So the actual trick to good research is having a strong and sustained power network. Not necessarily a fits and bursts sort of one, but you want one that lasts over a longer amount of time. There we go, and there's resin in front of us. Perfect. There you go, and I've run out of tethers just in time, so we're going to dig out a whole shitload of resin. I'll just dig one more. Look at that, that's a lot. Alright, that's enough. And you see my little gun has like half-filled resin on the side, and we'll remember that for each resource. It sort of carries infinite half-filled amounts. It's probably got a half amount of compound from when we were over there. And we pick this up and put it in our inventory, and we'll get out of the way of the bloody printer. But now, you know, we've got the one resin, the 2 compound. Oh, hang on. Is it using proximity compound? No, I must have used it off my backpack. I must have had another compound. So there you go. So it's printing the research machine now. I'm going to print some more tethers. And you can play this multiplayer as well, but it's unstable as buggery. I tried with some mates in recent times because I believe this is on Game Pass, and it would not behave. It might be the Game Pass version, I'm not sure. We can also suck up all this organic. You can make an organic cluster out of that. Look at that, beautiful. Something else we probably want to build as well, I guess it's another sort of game mechanic, is the canister. Oh, there you go, it's resin. So canisters, you can put gas and all that sort of shit in there, but the main reason I want to do it, I think you can actually keep it in your inventory, people have told me, but if you press E to pull out your tool and put it away, you press Q to pull up your backpack, but as you press E while you're in here, you can sort of go into an equip mode on it, right? And I can put canisters on it. But I think it doesn't matter. I think the canister can sit in your inventory. And now, if I go and just deform the ground, you can see the canister on the top. It's got a little bar that we're filling up. I'm just going to do that now. We'll grab some organic while we're at it, actually. Couldn't hurt. But you can see it filling up with, like, white. And it should make it made a little audio cue, a little dun-dun. And have a closer look, you can see now it's full of soil, right? Now that's really helpful. You can put in a centrifuge and turn that into any sort of resource at a conversion rate, like at a 4:1. Like you could actually generate a really difficult rare resource by putting a shitload of soil in. So this game has these mechanics to avoid you getting sort of stuck. But the main reason I was sort of pointing it out was for this, because you can do terraforming if you hold... So like, see how the down arrow says, hey, dig a hole, right? Now if you were to hold Alt, you can use that soil to build up, and you can see it's draining out of my canister. But if you hold Control, probably the most useful and interesting thing for building, you can flatten at the level that you locked out there. So it actually does a balance between deploying soil in the white and also flattening it in general. Very cool. But you're going to get frustrated if you're anal about trying to make your whole base flat, because the curvature of the planet is significant because it's such a small planet. Look at this horizon, it just disappears over there. So if you run this out flat for just any amount, it's not going to be flush with the ground, and I think that's fascinating. Anyway, meanwhile, we've built our bloody research module, but it needs a table. And you can sort of have a look underneath it. It needs 4 prongs, which, let's have a look. There you go, large platform has 4. We're gonna need another resin. So we'll just run out there real quick. And you can drop beacons as like markers, so I could put a beacon that says, well, I don't think you can name them actually, you can just color code them. Yeah, but you could sort of do that to identify farming spots, I suppose, you know? But I think I was talking about it because, you know, I don't want to harp about it because it's one of my pet peeves. I absolutely despise the mining system in Astroneers, one of the games we always play on the channel. And I say have a look at Astroneer, because not only is this fun, this terraforming thing, it ties into an actual sort of, it's not even a mini game. The metagame of terraforming the world and digging out tunnels, making, like when you go underground, like there's underground tunnels all through these planets, and making ramps and terraforming your way through with the soil that I was showing you is a significant part of the gameplay loop. So it's not just bloody tacked on like every other resource mining mechanic in every other game. Like to the point where I almost wonder, why do they even do that? You know, imagine Space Engineers and all that if you could just say, if they had some weird currency system and you could use a platform that you start with and just go, okay, cool, call in the resources I need, you know? For bloody work labor points or something. As you build stuff, maybe you build like a bloody experience, like a social credit bar or something like that, like an experience bar, and then you can convert that bar into requested resources. Why don't we do that? Well, because the culture actually has been built around the idea that we have to dig resources out of the ground, and people just do it and make it a shit mechanic as opposed to making it fun. But anyway, a bit of a side point, because it is a pet peeve of mine, anyone that's followed the channel for any amount of time. But this game is one of the better ones to do it. So I'm just sort of waiting for this table to drop down. You can see our overall power draw. I'm still not clear on what all that means. I think, see how it's flashing red? I think it's predicting how much of the power it's going to take out of the base. And the yellow is what's going to be left. It's hard to tell without an actual battery. Now, all the battery and power technology, sneakily enough, is... I'm pretty certain you can't build any of it on the home planet, but you can find it in wreckage. So you're incentivized to either explore the planet or explore other planets. Right, so we're going to plonk this down here. We're going to jam it in... No. In here. The game doesn't really care. As long as it's all connected, it's all that really matters. We might turn it. And then... here we bloody go. Research terminal. We put the little thing in the thing and we press go and it's going to draw. Now, depending on the power that you've got, it's actually going at a fairly slow rate. It's going at this slower rate. But if we had more power in our base, it will actually draw at a higher amount. So having more power in the sort of general reserve will make this go faster. So, like I said, power management's a big part of this game. That valley is insane. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so I'm going to go check out this bloody wreckage. And if we pull up our tab menu, you can see we've got 11 bits per minute, 48 bytes, 47. You see what I mean? And that's because it's earning that over time. And then we can have these little hot shots that sort of, oh, they seem to respawn, I guess. Yeah, didn't I already take those things? Okay. Oh, look, oh, well, hang on, that's a power cell. That's temporary power, which I'll take. Is this seat debris? It is. Now, I think there's a way to actually salvage debris with a machine, but it eludes me so far. Yeah, so this is all just bits of shit for the moment. Not really that helpful. And so, our adventure begins. So there's your crash course on Astroneer. I've pretty much taught you everything. And then, you know, as I do with every single game ever, I'm going to become outrageously distracted as we go. I don't think I can build a, like, storage platform on my little backpack. No, but I could probably build, like, a small one on this. All right, medium storage, perfect. That's what I want. Because I want to get rid of all this shit. Power cells. I'll hold on to that. You never know. That could be handy. Actually, no. If I just plug it into my base, there you go. You can hear it turn up. And if you press tab, you'll probably... no, it wouldn't be tab. It's the actual console for this. Yeah, look at that. Oh, you just saw it in real time go faster because we're not drawing on the grid from that. And I think that indicates... That's the timer. And this might indicate the speed max. Maybe we could go even higher. But now we're going at 23 bits per second. But once it runs that power cell out, it'll slow back down. It's so cute. Yeah, I know, mate. You can point. You can point. Good for you. Big fella. Alright. Can you deploy this on the ground flat? No, you can't. But if you put it on a platform, you can flatten it out. But we can, you know, put all these on. And that's something we were working on as well. The automation, it has these pretty smart little arms that can, like, stack shit on storage for you. And I was sort of trying to make a complex system. And to be perfectly honest, we got a little bit bogged down on that. That shouldn't really be, we shouldn't be going too hard on that. Alright. How are we going for tethers? We've got some tethers. Now, the mountains, I believe... Wait, do we have a mountain nearby? Not really. Mountains is where you find, like, copper and stuff. Which is a pretty handy resource to have. Oops. Yeah, so if you run at full pace, you can't really drop these. But if you walk, you can sort of deploy them on the walk. What's this? Is that just compound? Oh, it is. Okay. There's a bit more research. We might grab that. There we go. Now, I'm not an authority. I'm only speaking with authority on what I know from playing this game. And there is so much more to learn and figure out. You can build like a little buggy and put trolleys on the back of it. We'll drop this here. I might grab this. I get a feeling we're going to need more tethers in a sec. Yeah, let's explore along here, eh? Oh, there's some more resin up there. Oh, some more research up there in that tree. Holy shit, hang on. Oh, we need to watch our step around here. Some plants down there. You gotta watch out. You can die. It's not very punishing. I mean, you drop your inventory, but you can go back to it. Oh my god, these crevices. What a... Oh. What's that glinting up there? What's going on with this? Oh. Okay. Oh, look at that. It's a type of metal, I guess. All right, well, it's almost like I accidentally set this whole thing up in a tutorial way. Try and get an angle, you know. Look at that. Gotta love it. Made a little bridge. Gotta be careful I don't get suffocated, but you know. So what is this? So the digging's a bit tougher. I think you can upgrade. Oh, this is graphene, I think. I can recognize the shape. Yeah, the digging's a bit more intense with some of the different grounds. Graphite. Probably the more rare material on this planet. Look at that. Big old doodle thing. Now I think I can see another resource over there. I'm off the tether, baby. Oh, it's research. Ah. Well, it's a pretty good getting the graphene. Like, we might not necessarily need it right now, but going up into the mountains is definitely on the agenda. But yeah, it is one of those games, there's always progress. There's always something you can be chipping away at. And I guess in a way, you gotta be careful that you don't get distracted building bases and optimizing. You know, something like Stationeers, yeah, that's sort of the focus, is making your own fun in a way, making your own bases and that. This game, absolutely, you can just follow the bouncing ball. There's so much content in just getting the next resource and going to another planet. It's almost like a story. It's almost mission-based in a way. Wow, that's still going. 2 minutes. 2 minutes, it reckons. Okay, cool. Well, I'm going to drop my graphene. I'm going to grab some component. I'm going to make some tethers. But you can see we've already developed a little bit of a loop as we go. And I guess it's sort of like... That's a wind farm, I can see. A wind generator on top of that wreckage. You know, adventure awaits. Oh, and a power thing as well. That's cool. That'd be good to show that off as well, because that's one of the sort of treasure chests in this game. I'm going to just run past you for a sec, buddy. So this... Now, it's not always power, but in this case, I think it is. Yeah. It's got a little tether, and you have to put the X power into it, right, to open it up. So you got to bring over a little bloody generator or something like that. Oh shit, we might actually... Could we do it with this? Does this thing... No, it doesn't. So some things like generators, which I think we can make a generator, huh? Small generator for compound. Oh, I'm going to have to do this now. Is there any compound within eyeshot? I didn't... Alright, I'm going to bring this back to base because it's a solar powered generator, which is handy as buggery. Yeah, stuff it. We'll run a little bit over. But you have to essentially, you have to come up with a way. Is that graphene like right next to us? Oh my goodness, what a start. you have to come up with a way to supply power to it, and it's remote from your base. So are you going to run bloody... Because you can get little tether connectors. You're going to run them all the way out? I think not, you know. Now we need a little 2-prong to put this on to generate power. Just for the sake of showing it off, I'll take that off and do that. All right, and now we've got a little bit more power generation. Meanwhile, our research is finished, so we'll just bung another one in the oven, and it's already on. And automation, you could do all sorts of crazy stuff, but it's on the on state, that's fine. And you can see now we've got 551 bytes, which I can actually use to start buying stuff. I could buy this bloody large sensor ring, which would be the most usefulest bloody thing on the planet to buy. But I could. Oh my god, we're out of compound. Hang on, there's some over there. I don't have tethers either. Okay, hang on. Let's just do this quick and nasty, eh? One. Oh shit, don't fall on me, tree. Oh god. Is that 2 compound? No, that was organic, which we're gonna need anyway. There we go. Okay. Pop that away. We could probably do this on the run. Small generator. Perfect. Tethers. Just because a boy always needs tethers. And so I don't know if 1 organic will be enough. And I wonder what happens if you half power fill it. Guess we're going to find out. So if we take that generator, you should be able to put it down. Yeah, some of these things spawn their own little platform when you place them. So we're going to do that. We're going to pop organic fuel into the generator. And then we're going to, well, it's turned on its own. And there we go. Now it's feeding power to it. And it slowly eats the organic. You'll watch it decay. Yeah, see? Chipping away. And so ever so slowly... Oh, wow. It's going slow as buggery, isn't it? But I guess I could chain more bloody generators in. We could put a battery in if we had a battery, which we don't. And if this runs out of fuel, which there seems to be a good chance. Is that yellow filling? Is that what it looks like? So what it might be, maintain desired power input. I think what's going on... No, you can turn off, sir. I think we actually have to generate the right amount of power, so that wasn't doing it. So you have to sort of get it up a certain threshold, even for like a second, or, well, maintain it, said. So the puzzle's a little bit more complicated than what I just attempted to do. So we're going to need to either... We might be able to just bring batteries, maybe more generators, you know, come up with some sort of elegant solution, but that's cool. That's a lot more, a little bit more complicated than what I thought it was. And then you just get in your little house, and that's how you save. And you pop out and you're back in action. Easy. So Astroneer. That's pretty much the whole loop. And there's bazillions of hours of fun because there's like bloody 10 planets. And they're all, you know, different hazards and tricky and plant life that spits acid at you and all sorts of shit. And then you just develop monstrous bases on all these different planets and you can play it with your mates. I love this game. I'm happy to show it, even if it for some reason doesn't take off on the channel. That's fine. I just thought I'd use my slot to show this game off to the fresh eyes that are here. Let me know if you didn't know about it and if this is new for you on your radar and maybe I've excited you with a new game, because that's sort of my core thing that I like doing. And let me know if you want to see more. Who knows, we might get another bloody 10, 20 episodes out of this and go on a little bit of an adventure. Alright team, thanks again for joining me. Might just leave it there for the time being and I'll catch you on the next one.